What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Serpent Elevate. Alright guys, so the random question of the day is, what part of your body would you like to be able to detach and why? Get your minds out of the gutter. I'm going to say my head because I think it would be cool if you could just pop your head off real quick and just lift it up in the air if you want to see over a crowd of people at a concert or something like that. Plus it would freak people out, so there's that. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Which part of your body would you like to be able to detach and why? Right down there in the comment section below. So today we're taking a look at the Serpent Elevate tank by Suck My Mod and Wotofo. This is a collaboration project between them, and I have to give a big, huge shout out and thank you going to Wotofo for allowing me to take a look at one of these devices for the purpose of making this video. So I was always a big fan of the Serpent SMM, and here we have the latest collaboration between Matt and Wotofo, and this one, in my opinion, is the best looking yet. So taking a quick look online, this device comes in 6 different color options for you to choose from. You have gold, black, gunmetal, rainbow, blue, and stainless steel. I, of course, have the gunmetal one, as you can see here, which I think looks super duper classy. And with that, if you want to pick one of these up for yourself, it's only going to cost you around $30. And of course, I'll have the link on my website. Link to that will be right down there in the description below if you guys want to pick one of these up for yourself. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive down to the close-up view and take a better look at this thing. Alright guys, so as you can see, we've got the Serpent Elevate in its original box, so let's quickly take a look around the packaging, then we'll take a look at what's inside. So first and foremost, lovely design on this box here. Wotofo always does a really good job. However, I really feel like they should have just left this Serpent banner up on the top here and just had the window be the bottom section, but maybe that's just me. I do like the ability to see the product right there from the outside of the box. We've got the Serpent Elevate logo and the little Suck My Mod logo right there at the bottom with a nice little bit of spot gloss. On the front side here we have some company information and warnings. On this side, wotofo.com and a color indication. On this side here we've got the UPC scratch and check and another color indication. And on this side here we have the basic stuff like what comes in the box and that kind of thing. On the back, just a nice little bit of design, Serpent Elevate, as you can see there. Taking a look at what you get inside the box, the first thing you see here is the Serpent Elevate itself, and it's got the bubble tank still attached. You also get a spare piece of glass, and I believe this one comes pre-installed, but I didn't feel like swapping it out for this part of the video. You have a frosted drip tip, a nice little frosted drip tip here. You also get a resin one and a 510 drip tip adapter. So this thing is really difficult to get out, so I'm not even going to bother. It's just a 510 drip tip adapter in there. You have your set of tools, an Allen wrench, and a screwdriver. You have some really nice pre-made Wotofo coils. These are really, really nice, and they're definitely my go-to for building these tanks. You also have a couple of little pre-made strips of cotton there. You have a full set of parts, your obligatory baggy O parts, all the screws and O-rings, and the Serpent manual. Now, it's fold-out style, so not my favorite thing in the world. Mine is 5 points with Wotofo. You could have done better. And you get this little coily-like tool thing here to measure your coil legs, and it makes it nice and easy because it's highlighted with the one that you want. Alright guys, let's talk about the specs. First of all, it's 24 millimeters in diameter. It has a 3.5 mil standard juice capacity, or 4.5 mils with the bubble glass, superior stainless steel construction, Pyrex glass reinforcement, elevated postless 4-terminal build deck, side secured via hex screws. It's peak insulated throughout. It has single or dual coil configuration, dual slotted top airflow with knurled control ring, top airflow vents underneath and side of coil, decorative snakeskin knurling pattern. It comes with a 9mm 810 resin widebore drip tip, an 810 frosted widebore drip tip, a 510 drip tip adapter, detachable structure, and a gold-plated 510 connection. Alright guys, let's talk about the Serpent Elevate in a little bit more detail, starting off with the drip tip up top. As you can see, it's pretty much your standard resin tip, except with a slightly sharper angle here. And I must admit, it took a little getting used to, but after a while, it was just like any other tip that I had. Nice wide bore through the middle there, maybe not quite as wide as some of the other 810s that I have, but just for comparison's sake, you can see the frosted version on this side here with the resin on the other. Pretty much identical in every way, shape, or form otherwise. And just to compare it to a standard 810, Let's just bring one in there. As you can see, standard 810 is a little bit wider, and it also doesn't quite fit because with this here, it has this little notch cut out, specifically meant for those tips. When you put a standard 810 on, it does fit, but you get this little bit of overhang, which in my opinion looks not the greatest. There you can see the bore going down to the coils right there for the chimney, and this top cap section just comes off with a couple of threads, just like that. You have your pretty standard filling method, just the two little side kidneys there to fill it up, and it is fairly easy and not super messy, which is all right. You also have the airflow control ring, which has this sort of serpent scale pattern going on. Hopefully you guys can see that real good. And it does actually help with a little bit of grip onto the airflow control ring. Makes it really nice and easy to turn. With that, no problems whatsoever there. Fully open, fully closed, and you get a nice airflow going through the top. So on my version here, this bubble tank section is made of plastic. However, the full retail version should be made of glass. And I know it's a little bit difficult to see because it is frosted, but you have the Serpent Elevate logo on this side here and the Suck My Mod logo right there. Nothing super special about this intersection. Slightly beveled on the top cap section, so it does provide nice flavor. Here's the build deck with my build still in it, so you can see how I built this thing while I was testing on it. And as you can see, it's fairly cramped. This is a 3mm inner diameter coil, and it's a tri-core fused Clapton, ohming out at around 0.2. And with that, you can see exactly how I wicked it and everything like that. Here's the build deck with no coil in it, and I just really want you guys to grasp the concept of how this thing actually works with the bottom/side airflow. It's got this little bottom section there that's hollowed out that kind of goes underneath, and it also has this little hole up at the top here which kind of aims your air towards the side. So hopefully you guys can see how exactly that works. These screws, I must say, really top notch. No problems with those whatsoever. Very easy to build on this thing. You can see kind of the U shape going on there, kind of scoops up for your coil. I feel like this thing is definitely better in single coil as opposed to dual coil in my personal opinion. Nothing else super fancy about this thing except for the bottom engravings. I think they're really cool and definitely stylish. And you of course have a gold plated 510 pin. So that's pretty much all I've got for you guys in this little close-up section here. Let's go back to the main screen, have a quick vape on this thing, and we'll talk about it some more. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the close-up section of this video. Now let's talk about my personal thoughts about this device, some pros, some cons, and whether or not it's worth purchasing. Starting off with the pros, my first pro is that it's super duper stylish. This thing has style points for days in comparison to the Serpent SMM. This one here, I love the matte finish on it because not only does it not collect a million fingerprints, but it also just looks super classy, and I love the Serpent scale pattern going on around the airflow control ring because not only does it look cool, but it adds a bit of functionality as well. My second pro for this one is that it has bottom and side airflow. Now, I like using this thing in single coil mode because no matter what, your coil is getting a ton of airflow, whether it's from the bottom or on the side vents. This thing is just providing your coil with the proper cooling that it needs. My third pro for this one is that it's really easy to build. This has a postless build deck, so all you have to do is trim your coil leads to the right length and just drop your coil in. It's just that easy. Anyone can build this thing, even if you're an amateur builder. And my fourth and final pro for this one is that it comes with absolutely everything you need to get started. It comes with tools, it comes with coils, it comes with cotton, extra parts and pieces, and just absolutely everything you could ever want with this one. It's right there in the box. Alright guys, so moving on to the cons. My first con is that I tend to get wicking issues with this one. I'm really not sure where the problem is with this one here, but I feel like it has something to do with the pressure differential. It could be my wicking technique, but I've re-wicked this one a few times now, and every single time I get a couple of dry hits every now and then. It's not a major thing, and it's easily solved by just cracking the top of the tank and retightening it, but overall it's just super annoying. My second con is that it whistles. Now, it's not a super loud whistle by any means, but it's just that sort of constant tone when you're vaping on it. If you're hitting it the same way every single time, that just gets to you after a while. And my third and final con for this one is a bit subjective, but in my opinion, I feel like it needs more airflow. Now, I feel like the air inlets at the top are just fine, and even the air that's hitting the coil is acceptable, but I think the problem lies with the actual chimney section itself going up to the mouthpiece. I feel like that could have been a little bit wider. They have a really nice 810 tip on here, but the actual bore on the chimney section is more like a 510. buttons. So as far as I'm concerned, they could have widened that out a little bit more and I would have been a little bit happier. So at the end of the day, is this device worth purchasing? Would I go out of my way to pick one of these up if I didn't get this one in for a review? I'm going to say yes to this one, but only just barely. I feel like this one is kind of lower on my list of top airflow RTAs that I've taken a look at over the past year. And with that, I think that the performance is slightly lacking compared to something like the Dead Rabbit RTA or the MX RTA, things like that. The styling on this thing is really super nice, and if you're going on style points alone, then this thing wins by a landslide. But as far as I'm concerned, it really could use a few extra little tweaks to make it absolutely perfect. But if you guys want to grab one of these for yourself, I'll have a link to do just that on my website. Link to that will be right down there in the description below. But that about does it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. Leave your comments down in the box below and make sure you check out the advocacy and my social media links right down there in the description. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and as always, vape on.